How to plan your YouTube videos with Notion. In this video, follow along with me as we build a content creation dashboard for YouTube. By the end of this video, you'll have a working understanding of how to use Notion from a beginner's perspective and a killer YouTube workflow when it comes to planning your YouTube content. So let's dive in. Hi friends, it's your girl Laressa, aka La to the R-E-S-S-A. Welcome back or welcome to the channel if you're new here. This is a place on the internet where I help fellow real estate brothers and sisters like yourself keep it real estate, but more importantly, I show you how to create effective content for your real estate business. And if you're interested in working with me behind the scenes, then consider partnering with me here at eXp Realty. So you can scan this code here to learn more about that. Now in this video, we are talking about Notion, which is, if you're not familiar with it, this is basically a productivity slash management system that allows you to basically have a bird's eye view of your entire working database or your ecosystem essentially. Now, this is something that individuals can use, teams use, organizations can use. Now this can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. Now personally, because I am just a single individual, I just have the free account, but of course if you have a team and you have a business, you can upgrade to that. But I truly think that the free version of Notion is the name of the game. It's clutch. You can pretty much do everything and anything with just the free version. So to get started, just hit the get started button here and go ahead and sign up with Notion using your Google account or just create an account. Very simple, very easy and seamless. Now I do already have a Notion video on my channel here. This is my 5-phase content framework batching system, where I show you in this video how I use my content creation dashboard. Now I sell this template on my Etsy shop here. Now this is a dashboard that manages your YouTube, your Instagram, your TikTok, any kind of content you are creating for your social media and video platforms. Now in this template in particular, I do have a unlisted video academy that kind of walks you through everything you need to know about this template, how to customize it further to your needs. But again, this is very high level stuff. But I figured that it would be helpful to have a video on my channel regardless of how to just use Notion in general from a beginner's perspective and how I would use Notion just to plan my YouTube videos. Because again, as I mentioned, Notion can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. And in this case, follow along with me as we build this Notion board. Now, when you create your account, you should have a blank template like this. Or if you go over here to private and just hit this plus button, it's going to create just a blank page for you. Now, typically what I like to go through is when I first have a new page, I go up here to the 3 dots and I just make this. I toggle these 2 things on, small text and full width, to make it take up the full page. I name my page what I want it to be, YouTube dashboard. I'm gonna put this in tutorial brackets so I know that this is a template I made for this video. And then at this point you can add in an icon or you can add in a cover. I like to add in a cover. You can change your cover over here. Click on that. You can choose a color gradient, or you can choose pictures that they already have. You can upload your own. You can link one. You can go to Unsplash. You can do whatever you want here. In this case, I'm just going to grab this one and then just click out of here. And now you have a banner. This video is proudly sponsored by me. I'm serious. If you scan this code here, it's going to take you to my Etsy shop, where you will find Canva templates for my fellow real estate brothers and sisters to help you save some time and make you that real estate agent. As always, thank you so much for watching and thank you for supporting my work. Hot! Now you can also, like I said, upload your own banner as well. In this case, on my personal content board, I just have my YouTube banner. So there we go. As I mentioned, you can add an icon here if you wanted to. You can add in your own icon here, or you can add in a custom one. So for custom icons, I typically like to use a site called flaticon.com. This is what it looks like, flaticon.com. You can search for anything. Let's say we were looking for YouTube. In this case, you can use any kind of icon that you wanted. In this case, let's say if we wanted this one, I would just right click on it. I would go to copy link address, copy that, go back into your board here, paste that link into the custom section there. Should work. Nope. Copy image address, copy image address. My bad, girl. My bad. So I'm going to click on this again, hit custom, paste my link. Submit! Ta-da! It worked. See that? We're doing this in live time, my friends. All right, now if we click over here, you'll see this plus button. If we click on that, it's going to open up this panel. Now, essentially what this is called are blocks. So again, you can do so much with this, okay? Again, we're building out our dashboard the way that we want it. So you can take a quick scroll of everything you can do when it comes to creating your blocks of information. Now, typically, if I just go hit text, I can just start typing. This is my content creation dashboard. Dashboard for YouTube planning. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna close this out here. And again, you can also press that plus button, or in this case, what I like to do, I just put my cursor there and I hit the / key, the one that has the question mark on it, this one, and it'll also open up your panel as well. But typically, I like to make my dashboards very aesthetically pleasing and very clean. So in this case, what we're going to do is create an inline database, which we are going to put inside a toggle inside a call out block. I know, sounds very complicated. Okay, watch. So I'm looking for this call out here. I'm going to call that out. You can change the icon here if you wanted to. You can do this pin if you wanted to. I'm going to name this content board, and we're probably going to be repeating this word multiple times over. Don't worry, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see. And then I'm going to just hit the shift key and then hit enter so I can go on to this second block here. I'm going to hit the / key. I'm going to look for inline database. I'm actually going to type it inline database. It's going to boot us out of here. Content board. Content, actually master board. Then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to look for a toggle. And I'm going to say open me. Like that. Now here's what we're going to do. We are going to hover our mouse. If you see those 6 dots there, we are going to click and drag and put it into this block, into the toggle. And now if we click on the toggle, you'll see that it opens up and it closes. Then I'm going to take this block and put it up here. Just so that it's nice. It's nice, and if I open it when I need it, I close it when I don't need it. That's just how I like my stuff. I spelled that wrong. Dashboard. There we go. And so now let's go ahead and create this database specifically for your YouTube content, okay? So in this case, what I typically like to do is create different views of my database. Now, in terms of the database, think of it as a large spreadsheet, and on this spreadsheet you have different rows of information. Now these rows essentially are called properties, and I know what I'm saying makes no sense, but I hope you follow me when we start to create this and build this out. Are you enjoying this video so far? If you are, then subscribe, because you know I got the vibes, and share this video and give this video a thumbs up so I know to make more. And between you and me, if you scan this code here, you can get access to all of my free resources and download my free Canva templates. All right, so back to the video. Now, what we're going to do in this case first is I'm going to go over here to new, but I'm going to hit this down button here. Click on that, and I'm going to add new template, because essentially what I want to do is create a template for my YouTube videos when it comes to planning content out. So I'm going to name this YouTube template. And I'm going to give this an icon. Again, you can give it whatever you want. I can go back to flat icon. I can put video. Something like this. Again, let's copy image address. Go back here. Hit that. Custom. Paste. Submit. Now we have this icon here. Now in this case, I am just going to create the different properties. Now what you see here is tags. So in this case, let's say a property for one of our videos is the type of video. So if you have specific pillar content, that's great. So in this case, what I'm going to do is go over here, click on the tags here, and you can change the properties. So in this case, I can customize. Not that. Edit property. Now you can see we have, in this case, the type is multi-select, but we can change it to different properties like this. But I think in this case, I'm going to keep it, no, I'm going to change it to select here. So in this case, I am going to, see if I click on this. Yeah, we'll do manual. All right, perfect. Now, in this case, let's say your pillar content was, actually, let's go ahead and name this. I'm going to name the tag pillar content. Right, now I'm going to hit here, empty, and one of my tags is buyers, create. Click on this, I'm going to put sellers, create. Click on here again, another pillar content would be market update, right? Another content could be community tours, create. Another one could be property tours. So you kind of get the idea. It's just tagging your content so you know what each video is going to be about. So in this case, I'm going to add another property and I'm going to choose date. And I'm going to name this date of publish. And we're just going to keep it like that. And I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to add another property. In this case, I like to put my YouTube thumbnails. So I'm going to put a file type. So I'm just going to keep that there. And then another one, I'm going to put text. And I'm going to put YT link. So when this video is public, I can put the link here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and another one that's really important for me is having the YouTube status. So in this case, I'm going to go again to add property. I'm going to add select, and then I'm going to name this status, video status, all right? So I'm going to put this up here. And again, this is going to be dependent on how you have a workflow. Again, I have a 5-phase kind of workflow, but in this case, for my statuses, I have idea vault, great, and then I have planning, that's one phase, filming is another phase, editing is another phase, SEO, scheduled, and posted. Right, now if we click on this, you can rearrange it, but it's already in order. But if you wanted to change the color, so in this case, let's change this to red. Let's change planning into orange, filming into yellow, editing, go back, editing into purple, SEO into pink, and scheduled into green. And I would add one more, posted, great, and I would just make this gray. There, so these are my video statuses, okay? So I know that sounds really confusing right now, but these properties are really important when it comes to creating different views, which you will understand after this part. So in this case, like I said, we can create our template for our videos. So typically what I like to do is to have a section for title ideas, and I'm going to give this a color. So I'm going to make this into a heading essentially. I'm going to bold it, and I'm going to click on those 6 dots again. I'm going to turn this into heading 2, and I'm going to, again, I like to always put toggles, keep things clean. So I'm going to keyword loaded titles. Okay. And then in this case, I'm just going to click and drag. I'm going to copy this space down here, space down here. And this can be thumbnail ideas. In this case, I would say describe visuals, and let's say I have like a pre-filming checklist, which I do. And then I'm going to, again, copy that, paste that down here, and post, upload checklist. Now, if we open up all these toggles here, you can put in a dash. So when you have different ideas, but I'm going to keep this blank because it is a template, so it's not a live card yet. So again, I would put a dash here so I can put my ideas there when I have an idea. For here, I'm just gonna do, say this is do this before filming. In this case, I would make this, instead of a bullet point, I would look for a checklist. And again, you can put in your different tasks that you need to make sure you do before you start filming. So in this case, this could be, for me, you know, turn mouse pro on, fix lighting, or, you know, make sure there's enough storage space on SSD, your SSD drive, things like that. You need to make sure. So this is going to be dependent on what your pre-filming checklist is going to be, but you kind of get the idea. You're making yourself a checklist, and this here, same thing. This could be anything you want it to be. In this case, I would say prep, email, copy for mass, KV core, email, something like that. And in this case, because I like things to be tidy, I'm just going to click this here, drag it over here. And so I'm going to fix my blocks essentially. Do that here and do that here. Now, if I open this up here, it's going to take us into this full page. Now, again, I would recommend that you turn this on, turn that off, so turn both those on. And so again, make sure we are in here editing a template. See that? Editing a template. So again, we just opened up this card to see it in full view. Now, if I click down here, again, if I go, I think this dash 2 times, it's going to give us this divider, which I kind of like that look. That makes things look very seamless. Now, in this case, I would go and create myself a breakdown of my video. So in this case, you can do video SEO. Actually, I would probably, instead of doing that, paste this here, paste this here, do that over here, do that, this, and I would name this video SEO. And so when I go to upload my videos, upload checklist, I know that this is what I need to do when it comes to optimizing my videos. So make sure I put my title, tags, description, cards, end screen, schedule, video, monetization on, mid-roll, roll ads, like that. So I have a checklist. Now, basically, this SEO section is going to be reflected on this side because this is where we are going to create the bulk of our information here. So I'm going to say this is our YouTube breakdown. And again, I would put everything again in toggles because it just makes things a lot easier. So you can do all this here, bullet outline, keyword research. Again, we would have YouTube description, cards, end screen, end screen. Oh, I cannot spell. End screen. And then another one that I would do would be pinned comment, KB Core, email. Fix that. And again, you would just go in here and just have these as they are, because when you go in to create or plan out your videos, you know that you just go through all of these sections in here. Now, cards, essentially, when you're on YouTube, you can add in, like when I say check out this video in the cards above, that's where you would insert that link to that video. So that's what cards are. So I like to make sure that I make notes of what videos I'm recommending at what time in the video. So I put that information in here so I know to put that in when I'm uploading my video. So this is really, again, high level stuff. This doesn't have to be as detailed as mine is, but just because this is my actual YouTube workflow, this is how I like to make sure that I have all of my metadata in place just like that. Now, after you're done, completed making this template, just go back here, just hit back, and now you have a template. Essentially, if you click out of here, you have a YouTube template to work with. Because if I were to go hit this button again, down here, we have our YouTube template, just like that. Hello, hi, this is Editing Laressa. I totally forgot to mention this in the video, but if you wanted to make changes to your template, you very well can. If we go to our dashboard here, if you hover over here to new, click this down button, you'll see all of the templates that you have made. If you hover over, hit those three dots, it's going to open up this panel, and now just hit edit. It's going to take you into here, and you'll know that you're editing your template because it literally says right there. I'm going to open this all in full page just so it's easier to see. Now go ahead and make the changes that you want to in this template. So let's say I was just going to copy this over, paste it down here, and let's say this section was for email copy. And then really quickly, you can also rename your properties. So in this case, I should have named files and media thumbnail. So I'm just going to click on this, hit rename, and just go ahead and name that accordingly. And then really quickly here, you can see the statuses. Now in this case, because this is a blank template, I would necessarily prefer to have nothing. Or in this case, you can also just do Idea Vault. So that way, every time you create a new video, you know it's going directly into that table there. And then for pillar content, I would just leave this blank as well because your videos are going to be different every time you make a new video. And then once you're done making all those changes, just hit the back button here and then just click out of here just by clicking out of here, and it's gonna just automatically save all of your changes. And if you want to make sure, just go ahead and click on the plus button there, add your template, and you will see all of the changes made and ready to go. So I hope that was helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and let's get back to the video. So once you have made your template, this is where we can actually build out our database and make it make sense, because you're probably like, this makes no sense, Laressa. I know, it makes no sense. So I'm gonna hit this plus button here, and then now it's gonna ask me how I want my views to be. Now, typically I like to have a calendar. So I'm gonna put this over here. And then I like to have another board here. I like to have a board view here. And then a table view, and then another table view, depending on what you want. So actually, I'm gonna keep this there. Now, essentially, this is where you would see all of your content on a calendar, just so you know where each video is posted at what day. And again, this board view, in this case, we want the board view to be our YouTube status. So right now it's picking up the property for the pillar content, which is what we don't want. So we're gonna go over here to change that to three dots here. We're gonna go into layout here, board, and you can see here, group by pillar content. We don't want that. We want it to be grouped by, if you go here, grouped by status. Click on that, and now you can rearrange it. So in this case, for my content board, I don't need to see Idea Vault. I don't need to see posted, so I'm just gonna hide that. And then I would rearrange this accordingly. So I put this planning, filming, editing, SEO, scheduled. And then I would also turn on, if I go back to layout here, I would also turn the card preview on. So I would turn this, right now it's none, and I would put the file in media because that's where I would want my thumbnail to be. All right, you kind of following? Just give it a minute, it's gonna make sense. It's gonna make sense. So there we have this view here, and then in this case, I'm just gonna do that. In this case, for a table, I'm going to make this just to show my Idea Vault. But before we do that, let's go ahead and kind of simulate what it would look like if we have video ideas. So in this case, you can create a video card anywhere. So if I click this button here, the plus button, it's going to ask us, if we see here, either empty or use our YouTube template, which we just created. at the beginning. If we click on this, then it's going to show all of our content, our YouTube template. So as I mentioned, when you have a video idea, you can go through here and just fill everything out to your heart's content, so you know that this video is prepped and ready to go. Now in this case, I would make the status as idea vault, and let's say this was for buyers. Okay, and so if we just click out of here, now you have a card there. But I would also probably name it video idea, yeah, 1. And so let's say I have another idea here. I have a video idea number 2, video idea 2, and this would be, again, I would put this in idea vault. Did I click on that? Okay, we did. Okay, and let's say we have another video that goes out December 1st. Same thing, click on this YouTube template, name this what that video would be, video idea 3. Now in this case, I would actually put the title of my video here, you know, but in this case, we're just gonna keep this like that. And again, change the status to idea vault, do it like that. So now we have some content on our dashboard, okay? Now if we go to board, you'll notice that it's not on here because we don't have the idea vault shown on the content, or this is called a Kanban board. So I'm actually gonna make this small, but you see here, we have three cards in the idea vault, which is why I want to create a table just showcasing just my ideas. So in this case, I'm gonna go over here. Now you can see it's showing all of our content right now, but we need to use the filters. And in this case, to do that, we need to go to filter here, and we are going to filter it by status. And when we do that, we're going to hit just this idea vault. Now it's just going to show us video ideas in the idea vault. Now in this case, I would move this over here. I like to rearrange my stuff so it makes sense. Kind of like that. You can make this bigger. We can hide this. If you go over here, properties, we can hide this here, the media, hide that, and you can keep that on, keep the link on if you'd like. But in this case, because it's an idea vault, it wouldn't have a link because it's not a video yet. So I'm just gonna close that out. But there you go. So now, if I open this card up, idea number 3, and let's say this video, I like this video idea. I actually want to plan this video out and make it into a tangible video. So now I'm going to move it into Idea Vault, into planning. So now it moves out of my table into now my board view here. Now I'm just going to rename this. I'm going to right click, rename. I'm going to call this Idea Vault. And then I'm going to click here, rename this board to In Progress. Like that. And now what you can also do is add some more properties to your card here. So right now it's just showing the title of the video, but if you wanted to see what, let's say, the pillar content was, we can again go to the 3 dots here, go to properties. Right now only one property is being shown, so if you click on this, let's say we want to see again that pillar content. If I turn the eye on, it's going to show you what that tag is. Same thing here, if we go to calendar, right now it's just showing just the one property. If you go up to those 3 dots, apparently no properties are being shown. That's okay. But in this case, again, I would like to turn on the status and turn on the pillar content so you can see at a glance what each video is by seeing specific property information, if that makes sense. Okay, now in this case we have a idea vault, but I also like to have another view. If I double click on this, or right click on it, sorry, and go to duplicate, now it's going to give us idea vault and then 1. In this case, I'm going to name it posted because I like to see, now it's in posted, I like to see just my posted videos. Now in this case, remember we use the filter, and the filter that is being pulled is the idea vault. We don't want idea vaults, we just want posted, and I'm going to uncheck the idea vault. So now it's just going to be showing posted content. But again, we don't have any content that is posted yet. But if there was, we would go into progress here, And let's say this video went from planning to filming, and then we filmed it, edited it, and then moved it into SEO. SEO for me is when I actually upload it to YouTube and I do my entire YouTube checklist. So all this is all, this is all done. And then once it's scheduled, I move it into schedule, so I know that this video is about to come live on my channel. And once it's posted, I go into status, changed it to posted, so it moves off of my in progress board. It's not here anymore. It's not in my idea vault. It's now in my posted table. So you see, I know it's really confusing, but I hope you follow along with me, because this is amazing. And then when you don't want this anymore, you can just close this out. And now it's really seamless and clean. So that's how you create an inline database with a template and having cards. So these are called cards, but this is basically all of your database information. And again, you can go through all of this, open it up. You can see what it is, add in a link and, a media file. Now, before I let y'all go, I want to show you really quickly what it would look like if you have, let's say we're in progress. At this point, I'm going to go back here, posted. I'm going to move this into SEO. So let's say in this case, because we are in the Kanban board, we are able to show a preview of the card. Now in this case, if we open up this card and hit here, files and media, I would go here. If you click on that, you can choose a file, but because we're on the free plan, it does have to be less than 5 megabytes. So I'm going to hit here, choose a file. And in this case, I am just going to pull a random thumbnail I have here, open that up. And now it's loaded in there. So if I close this card out here, you'll see that my thumbnail is shown right here. Now again, really quickly, you just want to make sure if you go to the 3 dots here to make sure if it's not showing up, go back into your layouts here, and then make sure the card preview is on files and media, which is that thumbnail. Now I'm going to change the card size to small, so it's a little bit easier to see all of my content on one page, just like that. And again, once it's scheduled, you can click and drag to here, or open up this card by clicking on it and actually changing the status up here, just like that. So that in a nutshell is how you can create a YouTube content planning dashboard with Notion. Again, very high level stuff, but if you made it to the end of this video, then you know what it is, you know what to do. Comment down below hashtag and crew so I know that you made it to the end of this video and that you are a real one. Again, if you're seeing Notion for the first time, this can seem kind of crazy, but trust me, if you can just use Notion just to plan your YouTube content in this manner, it's going to make a world of a difference. So let me know in the comments down below if you plan on using Notion for planning your YouTube content, because if you do, let me know in the comments down below. But with that said, if you are interested in learning how I use Notion at an even more higher level when it comes to batch planning my content, then check out this video right over here about how I do all of that. So if you're ready, get ready to click in 3, 2, 1. Thanks for watching.